President Bush today declared parts of Guam disaster areas, making the island eligible for federal assistance. Generous volunteers are gearing up to get needy students ready for school. This morning, Senator Daniel Inouye, law enforcement officers, and others started accepting donations for the Ready to Learn project. The nonprofit group is a partnership between Inouye and Helping Hands Hawaii. Senator Inouye says he started collecting supplies after a childhood friend ran out of pencils and began skipping school.
And I have never forgotten that because he did not have a pencil, he felt that others might make fun of him.
Since it began 4 years ago, Ready to Learn has provided school supplies for more than 27,000 kids statewide. If you'd like to help, you can call Ready to Learn at the number on your screen. That's 841-4593. Downtown Honolulu was transformed into a war zone today for a scene in the latest Bruce Willis film. As Terry Hunter reports, for a few hours, Iolani Palace was a presidential palace in Nigeria, thanks to movie magic.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the background, this scene, camera crews, grips, and extras mingled for hours on King Street today, preparing to shoot the chaos outside the palace 30 minutes after a violent military coup. Grips turn over an old van that will later be set on fire. Two separate camera crews practice their moves and shots. And fire makers test their flames. Dozens of extras, both civilians and soldiers, listen to instructions and stand around waiting for the cameras to roll. Meanwhile, the inside of the downtown post office has been transformed into the elegant interior of a Nigerian palace, with artwork and furniture brought in from that country. It's just another long day and nearly 5 months of shooting on Oahu.
The cooperation, I think, from the moment that we got here has been fabulous from the state.
Officials estimate this movie has spent $20 to $30 million here.
We had a film of this magnitude, bringing in this many people, this many dollars. It was just a godsend right after 9/11.
And I think that this film is going to do a lot as far as showing other folks in Hollywood how well Hawaii can double for other locations.
After 5 hours of preparation, rehearsal finally gets underway.
3, 2, 1, action!
Tears of the Sun is fiction, but the film intends to show the senseless carnage of the real wars that have been going on in African nations for the past 30 years. Terry Hunter, KGMB 9 News.
Now, that doesn't look anything like King Street, does it? If all goes according to plan, Tears of the Sun will finish shooting late next week, and it is scheduled to be in movie theaters at the end of January 2003. One nation's sorrow is all too real. Coming up, a leader's ambushed in a barrage of bullets. America's lost an ally. Plus, in Texas, water stole everything they had, and tonight, the river's rising again.
Enter 7-Eleven's Carnival of Cars for a chance to win your choice from 5 2002 cars, courtesy of Jackson Auto Group and KGMB 9. Celebrate our 75th anniversary with Doritos Nacho Cheesier on special for 75 cents. Frito-Lay, food for the fun of it. And 12-ounce cans of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and 7-Up are on special. 2 12-packs for $7, Neighbor Island $7.50. The joy of Pepsi. Great everyday values, specials, and a chance to win the car of your choice from 7-Eleven.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Hey, you sure? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Dude, you had a stop sign.
Yeah, I stopped.
Yeah, you kind of slowed down, but you didn't stop.
No, I stopped.
No, you did not.
I'm my own eyewitness.
You can't be your own eyewitness.
Sure I can.
Well, I'm going to be my own eyewitness, and I say you didn't stop.
Did too.
No, you did not.
Did too.
At AIG Hawaii, claims are done fast, done right, guaranteed. Call today for a money-saving quote.
No, you did not. No.
Basketball isn't Evan Nagao's game. At least not yet. But when it comes to yo-yos, nobody's likely to put on a better show than Evan. Which is kind of like Hawaii Dental Service. HDS is the state's largest dental benefits carrier, with over 500,000 subscribers right here in Hawaii. Hawaii Dental Service, Hawaii's first dental plan, is still Hawaii's best dental plan.
Behind all 2002 Saturn L series, and behind most 2002 Saturn S series, You'll now find 0% APR financing for 5 years. For restrictions, see your retailer.
It's the Molokai Makahiki, Kids from Hawaii and Hawaiian Games on the Moving Company, Sunday, sponsored by Bank of Hawaii.
An ambush has Afghanistan on high alert tonight. Heavily armed troops surround Kabul after one of the country's leaders was gunned down in the street. Reporter Elizabeth Palmer tells us the shooting could upset the fragile peace America has fought for.
It was a brazen attack. In broad daylight, in the center of Kabul, gunmen fired round after round into the vice president's car, then escaped. Haji Abdul Qadir was one of the most influential politicians in Afghanistan. He was the governor of the country's richest opium-growing province and an able field commander who had fought the Taliban.
If you're a senior commander and a prominent person like that, you make a lot of enemies.
Kabul is rife with conspiracy theories tonight. Qadir was a member of the Pashtun tribe. Although the Pashtuns are Afghanistan's largest ethnic group, they feel underrepresented in Hamid Karzai's new government. The challenge for the government now is not only to catch the killers, but to make sure this murder doesn't spark a new round of ethnic violence and war. On vacation in Maine, President Bush made a special appearance to reiterate that America will back up Hamid Karzai at this sensitive time.
You know, we're just more resolved than ever to bring stability to the country, so that the Afghan people can have peace and hope.
It was a soothing speech, but it was also damage control. Afghans are still in shock after learning that dozens of civilians were killed and more than 100 were injured on Monday, apparently after an American warplane attacked 4 Afghan villages and a wedding party in the central province of Uruzgan. The city of Kabul has felt relatively secure since the international peacekeepers arrived roughly 6 months ago. But this assassination, coupled with public anger over the civilian deaths in the center of the country, have people worried that the security is fragile and unraveling. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Kabul.
All 10 security guards on duty at the ministry were arrested for failing to react correctly. Qadir was one of 3 Afghan vice presidents. His funeral is set for tomorrow. Police found this man on a road that was closed for President Bush's visit. Now, Christopher Wiley is charged with carrying a concealed weapon without a permit. Officers spotted Wiley parked about 20 miles from the airport near the Bush's home in Kennebunkport. Wiley will be in court Monday. Washington police and the FBI are watching Seattle's ferries carefully. Twice, ferry operators saw groups of Middle Eastern-looking men ride back and forth several times. Both times, the men videotaped all parts of the ferry and took notes while talking on cell phones. Officials stepped up security. They've also asked divers to watch for any suspicious activity underwater. And it looks like a river, but this mailbox is flooded by water rushing down roads in Texas. Officials say the water is rising and people have to get out. In Abilene, the Big Elm Creek is 23 feet above the flood stage, and police fear the worst is yet to come. Reporter Mark Strassman has the latest.
It's going up fast. You can see.
Angel Jimenez today watched hope run out and disaster rush in.
Oh, God, it's going way up. This is what I was afraid of.
Afraid her house, just like this one today, belonging to one of her neighbors, could just float down the Guadalupe River.
Uh-oh, the whole thing's moving. Oh, my gosh.
Now, floodwaters that were swirling around Jimenez's house suddenly are streaming inside, rising through the windows, the garage, everywhere.
This was my last hope, my kitchen window, and it's just coming up on it right now.
Since Monday, massive flooding has menaced south central Texas, destroying hundreds of homes and killing at least 8 people. For thousands more living west of San Antonio, the bloated Medina Dam is their last hope. Cracks in its massive face are leaking water. The worry was the dam itself could burst, until engineers re-inspected its concrete surface today and said it was sound.
The primary concern that the Corps of Engineers and we have is that water going over the top of the dam, not the dam itself.
Downriver, that dam is the only protection for people in Castroville.
I really think we might be safe, but if the dam breaks, none of us will be safe.
Now it's Angel Jimenez's heart that breaks.
For 2 days now, I just wanted to dive in, get my pictures off the wall.
In a matter of hours, she could lose everything, just like so many others here.
I don't know if it's going to make it. How much can a house take?
It's a fair question given the volume of all this water and its power. That is Angel Jimenez's house again. You can see the water has punched holes right through her walls, but for now her house is still standing. What she really has left worth salvaging is another fair question. Mark Strassman, CBS News, New Braunfels, Texas.
Meanwhile, it is wine that is soaking the streets of Spain tonight. From the ground, you can barely get a sense of the millions of people crowding into Pamplona for the bull riding festival. The fiesta kicked off today, complete with music, mosh pit divers, and a mess as tourists unleashed showers of eggs, flour, and champagne. And this is just the start. After 20 hours of partying, many will risk their lives running from the bulls if they dare.
I've seen some things that scare me on television. I'm still deciding whether or not to run. Maybe a test of courage or manhood, tradition. Other than that, I don't really know.
Don't do it. Meanwhile, these couples are already on the run in Finland, and they're not taking chivalry to a whole new high or low. But don't laugh, these are contestants in the annual wife-carrying contest. They run, wade, and hurdle the length of 2 football fields. And yes, there is a penalty for dropping your wife. The tradition actually dates back to the 1800s when a robber forced his men to run a grueling course with sacks of flour on their backs. Very interesting. Up next on KGMB 9 News, a carrying contest sounds tiring, but what if you had to heft 12,000 pounds of a monster on wheels? Coming up, why men aren't the only ones muscling in on this competition.
This summer, go for a drive. Right now, every Toyota is on sale. The snappy new Corolla, the sleek Celica, Highlander, even Hawaii's favorite truck, the Tacoma pickup. Every Toyota. Summer's on sale at your Toyota Hawaii dealer. So what are you driving?
Both sides trusted me. They knew I had their best interests at heart.
People say business and labor unions can't get along. Maisie Hirono doesn't believe it.
I met with the unions and businesses. I asked them to move forward with me because this bill was going to help us all.
Maisie solved a long-standing problem in a single legislative session.
When you can get business and labor working together, anything is possible.
Maisie Hirono, governor. Tested, trusted, ready.
Get your kids active today. Information on youth physical activities are only a click away at 808hypa.com. Check out our search engine for the latest information on youth physical activities statewide. Find an activity that fits your schedule or Keikie's interest. And get contact information for hundreds of opportunities right in your own backyard. 808hypa.com, your one-stop shop to help get your kids active today.
It's hurricane season, and we want you to be safe. Be sure you have food and water, candles, matches, fuel, a radio, a flashlight, and extra batteries, first aid kit, personal hygiene items, and any special care needs, some extra clothes and blankets. Don't forget your important papers. And keep your eye right here on KGMB 9 News. We'll be here for you.
This hurricane tip sponsored by Zephyr Insurance, the gas company, and Gas Pro.
This summer, when you buy a Toyota Camry, Sienna, RAV4, or 4Runner, we'll give you $250 worth of Tesoro gasoline. Bet you never knew that pumping gas could be so much fun. Summer's on sale at your Toyota Hawaii dealer.
Samuel L. Jackson, Sandra Bullock, Matthew McConaughey, Ashley Judd, Kevin Spacey.
You think they deserve to die? Yes! And I hope they burn in hell!
A Time to Kill, CBS Sunday.
It is the toughest competition in the islands. Men and women vying to be called the strongest in Hawaii. Kyle Sekimoto has more on this annual challenge that is not for the weak.
Strength, determination, and sheer willpower were all put to the test at this strongman competition. There's 9 grueling events this year, including the farmer's walk, and the 12,000-pound monster truck full.
A lot of training at the gym as well as on the weights itself. It's not like actual weights, but it's stuff you don't normally lift.
Keone Walsh is one of the big men in the competition. He's been preparing for this event for the past 6 months.
We have a metal sled that we put some weight on. We pull it straight on the ground, drag it on the ground with a whole bunch of weight. Really works out the legs.
And if this all looks easy, think again. These guys are carrying 160 pounds in each hand. And although it's called the strongman competition, men aren't the only ones competing.
There's 2 lovely ladies here tonight.
Women are also getting into the action.
It's exciting, the adrenaline rush, the recognition, and just the amount. To me, it's like bringing my family closer together.
This event is a family affair for some. Preston is the daughter of another contestant.
Well, I've been his support all along, my whole family, and just watching his perseverance and his endurance just made me think, okay, I'm hitting 30, I need to do something and make something out of myself.
And even before this year's competition is over, some contestants are already preparing for next year's.
Well, I'm trying to beef up myself. I'm trying to get with the bigger weight, guys. So I eat anything I can get my hands on.
Kyle Sekimoto, KGMB 9 News.
And the winners of this competition will win a trophy and a one-night stay at the Downtown Executive Center Hotel. Meanwhile, at Ward Warehouse, it was another contest where being cute can win you the crown. Hundreds of island keiki took turns smiling, waving, and sometimes pouting at this annual Healthy Baby Contest. The kids were judged on health, appearance, and personality. Some of the children needed a little prodding on stage by mom or dad. More than 300 toddlers are competing this year. The finals are set for July 21st at the Hawaii State Farm Fair. And it is time now to check on the forecast, and here's Brooke Bingaman with that.
Well, I've got the latest details on Typhoon Shaitan. Plus, for our local forecast, looks like some more winds and waves and sunshine. Those details coming up. Right now, let's take a look at the hot temperatures over on the mainland. The west was cooking today, 106 degrees over in Vegas. Stay tuned.
The most popular vehicles on the road in a huge manufacturer's quota sale. SUVs. Yes. Sport utilities at Windward Dodge. Nearly 40 new Dodge Durangos and Jeep Liberties will be liquidated to increase factory allocations. You can now buy a brand new Dodge Durango $5,000 below the manufacturer's price. Yep, $5,000. A brand new Jeep Liberty is just $17,999. List price is over $23,000 for 14 days. The huge SUV sale at Windward Dodge, Chrysler Jeep in Kaneohe. The only 5-star dealer on Oahu.
Hey, Jared.
Hey.
Hey, you look good.
Thank you. What do you got there? It's a Subway sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Ooh.
What, are you off the diet? Jared's off the diet. I'm not off the diet. It's a new low-fat taste from Subway.
Introducing great-tasting Subway Selects, like a delicious sweet onion chicken teriyaki and a red wine vinaigrette club.
You really got us going.
Subway, eat fresh. Come to Subway today to cast your Pepsi All-Star ballot and enter to win a trip to the 2002 World Series. Grab a collectible baseball cup and vote. Pepsi All-Star ballot, only at Subway.
Our first line of response, the Honolulu Fire Department.
80% of all fires are in the home, most at night. Hi, I'm Jade Moon. You can prevent a fire in your home by keeping open flame devices out of the hands of children. Put all matches and lighters in a safe place and teach youngsters to tell an adult if they find those items around the house.
Brought to you as a public service by State Farm Insurance, Market City Shopping Center, and by your local county fire department.
You know, getting things just right doesn't just happen.
You've got to put your heart and soul into making it happen.
Like having a healthy baby. You want to get medical care early in your pregnancy.
So you can monitor your baby's development and be alert to problems.
The Mother's Care phone line can help you find medical care close to home.
And when you call, you'll get a booklet with pregnancy health tips and coupons.
You've got the power to make something wonderful happen. Call Mother's Care.
Introducing Sophia.
I was born in Sweden 22 years ago.
This Harvard grad is ready to unearth cool new clues for Jeopardy!
I love my job.
Meet the new Jeopardy Clue Crew. Weekdays at 4 and Saturdays at 5 on KGMB 9. Now, Brooke Bingaman with Hawaii's most complete weather report.
Good evening, everyone, and we're going to start off with an update of Typhoon Shaitan. Updates have shown that in the past 3 hours, the eye of the storm has once again reorganized itself, and that means that the storm is once again developed and continuing to head northwest, Currently, right now, it's about 500 miles south-southwest of Iwo Jima, and forecasters are saying that it should continue to move northwestward over the next 48 hours, but they are continuing to say that it should weaken as it hits those cooler waters. But it is pretty gusty out there. It has sustained winds of 125 miles per hour. Now, back home, Mother Nature is keeping her trade wind belt on, but she's going to throw a little more sunshine into her wardrobe. We have a cloudy system above the islands right now, but starting tomorrow, that's going to slip up north, allowing mostly sunny skies between now and next Saturday. Although parts of the Big Island and windward edges will still be affected by some clouds being brought in by the trade winds. And speaking of those winds, they could be getting a little more breezy by midweek. Highs today were in the 80s. Kaneohe was the cooler side at 81. That's because they had a few more clouds. And once again, Honolulu and Kona were the hotter spots at 86 degrees. Now tonight, we're still going to have a patchy blanket of clouds over the islands, and we could get just a few showers, but minimal rainfall at most, and it should be mostly in the Windward and Mauka regions. For tomorrow, it looks like a nice dose of vitamin D in the form of sunshine. Mostly sunny skies with just some isolated showers, temperatures up to 87 degrees. Keep in mind, though, on the Big Island, could see some clouds over near Hilo, and Kona could get some upslope showers. Now for the surf, we've still got some swell coming in our way over on the west side, and in town 3 to 6 feet. Trade wind swell on the windward side. Up north, not much happening. So for the next 5 days, not much chance for people to be singing in the rain. We've got lots of sunshine heading our way with temperatures up in the 80s, and the trade's getting a little more breezy by Tuesday.
All right, thanks a lot, Brooke. And Liz Chun has the night off, so Jason Nitsky is next with sports. Venus and Serena Williams face off at Wimbledon. Barry Bonds achieves another first, and 2 of Hawaii's big leaguers are on the move, including Iolani grad Mike Fetters. Stay tuned, sports is next.
This segment of KGMB 9 News is sponsored by Honda Windward. They'll make a believer out of you.
We asked our salespeople, how should we let Hawaii know about our grand reopening?
How about hot dogs? Hey, I know, we should give a free trip to Vegas.
Listen, let's just keep it simple. No gimmicks, just great pricing and great service.
Let's just let people know construction is finally over.
We did decide to keep it simple, no gimmicks, just our famous service, no pressure sales, and the best selection of vehicles we've ever had. Now there's no reason not to come visit us at the new Honda Windward.
We've never met, but you know me.
I'm your waitress. I brought you your coffee.
I served you the drinks.
Can we ask you something?
8 hours in here is like smoking almost a pack a day. More of us die of lung cancer and heart disease than in any other women's profession.
That's why we're asking you to support the new law banning smoking in restaurants. So go ahead, bring your friends and family, and enjoy smoke-free dining.
I promise to get your order right.
From whispering palms and soft rolling waves, our Hawaii embodies a spirit of tranquility, and we must keep it so.
Hawaiian Airlines, now flying the quietest, most environmentally friendly jets in our islands. Hawaiian Airlines, wings of the islands.
I'm Michael W. Perry, and I hope you join us for the next Hawaiian moving company from Molokai and the Makahiki, kids and traditional Hawaiian games on the Moving Company Sunday, sponsored by the good folks at Bank of Hawaii. Finding the right long-term care provider for you or your loved ones isn't easy. But did you know Bank of Hawaii has insurance experts who can sort through the long-term care options for you? To learn more, call Bank of Hawaii.
And now, KGMB 9 Sports.
Aloha. Liz Chun has the night off. I'm Jason Nitschke. Some local boys on the move in Major League Baseball. Let's start with Iolani grad Mike Fetters. Pittsburgh Pirates sent Fetters to the Arizona Diamondbacks, and in return, they got Dwayne Sanchez. Fetters ought to be happy. The Diamondbacks won the World Series last year. And former HPU star Benny Agbayani was sent down to AAA Colorado Springs. Benny was hitting .205 and had 4 home runs this season. And in other trade news, the Sun Sentinel out of South Florida is reporting that Expo minor league pitcher and former Puno standout Justin Wayne could be sent to the Marlins in a deal that would bring Cliff Floyd back to Montreal. On the field, the Yankees and Blue Jays. Before the game, Reggie Jackson given his very own plaque in Monument Park. And Vernon Wells at the dish in the top of the third. He was 2 for 5 on the day, including this RBI double. And the Jays win this one 8-3. Detroit to Boston, the Sox still remembering Ted Williams. Pedro Martinez, he struck out 8 in 5 innings and got his 11th win of the year. Red Sox topped the Tigers 8-0. Giants and D-backs, nothing like a $28 nap. Barry Bonds hit his 26th home run of the year and first ever off Randy Johnson. Giants nip Arizona 3-2. Win or lose in today's Wimbledon women's final, Serena would become the top-ranked women's tennis player in the world. The highlights we go. Serena, the 2 seed. Venus, the top seed and 2-time defending champ. Here in the first set tiebreak. This matchup, their 3rd Grand Slam final meeting in the last 10 months. Venus with a nice cross-court backhand, much to her sister's chagrin. But Serena comes back to win the first set 7-6. Second set, Serena making Venus look silly. Venus on a 20-match win streak, but the younger Williams hadn't lost a set in the fortnight and takes the second set 6-3 for her 2nd straight major, beating Venus in her 3rd straight time, earning her 1st Wimbledon title.
I can't become satisfied because, if I get satisfied, I'll be like, oh, I've won Wimbledon, I've won the U.S. Open, and now I can relax. But now people are really going to be fighting to beat me. It's not fun losing. No matter who you lose to, it doesn't matter. It's not something that I'm going to get used to or try to adjust to because I'm not one for losing often.
The sisters back on court in the women's doubles semis, and whose day would be complete without an Anna Kournikova sighting. Kournikova and Chandra Rubin won the first set, but took a bruising. Sisters looking to take home more hardware, advancing to the doubles finals, the 3-set win. Men's semis, picking up from last night's darkness-halted match. David Nalbandian takes his first ever Wimbledon final. Nalbandian, the 28th seed, beating Xavier Malisse, and he'll take on top seed Leighton Hewitt in tomorrow's final. Back here in the islands on the Summer League hardwood, tonight's early game at Kaimuki High School, John Hancock in red. Chaminade's Jerry Wells cleaning up the mess for 2. So that would make Honolulu Ford and Mike McIntyre money green. The 3 at the buzzer sent this one to double OT, and in overtime, John Hancock hangs on to win 118-117. In the late game, Electricians Hawaii and Gas Pro. HPU's Jacob Avila separates from Rashawn Broadus. It's the 3, that's nice. Then it slices, it dices, it Julie ends. Julian Nakaishi from Julian Semsley for 2. We've got no final score on that one yet. At the Klein Mon Ko'olaupoko paddleboard race, Jamie Mitchell of Australia wins a 17-mile race in record time by over 10 minutes, finishing in 2 hours 11 minutes. Hawaii's own Matthew DeBrule followed in second. Badminton, much like tennis and our choice of games today at the Aloha State Games, the Williams sisters yet to dominate in this sport, but I'm sure they do okay. Kimo Kali'ipa'aka'ua, in the near court. Michael Lau in the far court, and Kimo of Hilo, the hero in this men's open semi, 11-5, 15-6, 15-10.
Real intense game, real quick game. You have to be real fast, good reflexes, good wrist.
How about the workout?
Oh, man, I'm still sweating. I played like half an hour ago.
In doubles action, youth prevails on this shot, since no one has an answer for 13-year-old Troy Yasuda. But Chris Choi and Jimmy Chen strike back. The Choi-Chen combo winning it in straight sets, 15-7, 15-10. Out at the last, the Collegiate All-Stars and the Island Movers, top 8. Movers up 11-2. Don't look now, the All-Stars are making a run. That one too much for Dane Markamiller. That scores 1, but the Islanders hang on to win 11-3. Finally tonight, the Hawaii Select lost to Palo Alto 14-6 today at the Western States Baseball Classic. Troy Hanzawa 3 for 4 in the loss. Hawaii takes on Canada in tomorrow's consolation game.
I don't know what those Serena sisters are eating for breakfast, but whatever it is, I want some of that. They are great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. I mean, what do you say?
They have a sibling rivalry, though. It seems from those videos.
Oh, definitely. Venus didn't look too happy today to lose.
She had a bum shoulder. She had no excuses. I'm sure Venus will give us none, but she was a little sore today.
And again, Benny Agbiani is going down to the AAA.
That's right. He's down to Colorado Springs. That move was made today. Chances are Benny will be back up sometime this season.
All right, we hope so. All right, thanks a lot very much, Jason. And thanks for watching KGMB 9 News. We'll see you tomorrow at 5. Bye-bye.